see me walk to the mat. Welcome to Fox Yoga. We're doing a level 2 class today, and I chose my backyard so that I don't have to go to the studio for one, and I know you guys are stuck at home too. So let's have some fun. It's a beautiful day. I'm gonna shorten the class a little bit. I realize most people don't want to spend an hour online coming at YouTube or Facebook Live. Also, since I'm at home and you guys know I have 3 dogs, so you might hear barking. I'm also on a deck. It might start to wobble. I don't know. Again, it's a new experience for all of us. So we'll go ahead and get started. We're gonna start standing today. So find the middle of your mat. Spread those feet about hip width apart, rocking from side to side, opening those toes, spread them wide, little yoga toes, just finding that balance, finding the center. Maybe we'll add some arms with it. So inhaling, let's rock a little into the toes, reach those arms up. Exhale, coming back down, rock into the heels, lifting those toes. Movement in the feet, movement in the arms. Maybe we even move the knees and the hips a little bit with it as we warm up. Again, if you've been sitting all day, working all day, in the AC all day, maybe you need a little bit longer warm up. Let's give one more. Exhale, coming back, inhale, reaching up on those toes, hold it. And let's bring it down. Shake out feet, knees, hips. Let's take that right arm across the body, giving us a nice little shoulder stretch here. Getting movement if you need to. Let's take our time and switch. Left arm across the body. And release. Hands at our side, maybe palms out. Take a couple breaths here, breathing in and out. Maybe close those eyes. Even if it's just for 3 breaths. Let out that tension, that anxiety. Let's start to move again with our breath, opening those eyes, reaching a left arm up as our right arm comes down, and just switching side to side. Get a nice little stretch. You might go a little faster than me. You might give a little side bend with it. Let's go one more time on each side. Remember, level 2, you can take a pause, you can modify. I'll try to give some options, but we move a little faster in this class. So bring those hands together at heart center. Oh, Anne's with me today, so if I keep looking to my side, that's what I'm looking at. And let's turn and face the front of your mat. So I'm gonna try to stay in the middle so I don't run off the screen like I did the other day. Feet hip width apart, moving through some sun salutations. Hands at our side. Let's reach those arms up. Let's give a nice little back extension here. Exhale back, coming to the center, hinge at the hips, give that cliff dive. Take your time, maybe pause with your hands on the shins. Knees are slightly bent. Let that head start to hang. Reaching fingertips to the ground. Lifting up as we inhale, flatten that back, soften those knees, hands to the mat, right leg, left leg, stepping back, finding that plank. For the sake of warm up, drop it into a kneeling plank. Let's bend those elbows tight to the body, giving ourselves a little lift, maybe into a cobra. Back down, downward facing dog. Turn those toes, hips up and back. Let's walk the dog, pressing those heels down to the mat, one at a time. Let's find that evenness, let both heels sink. Putting a bend in our knees, walk those feet to the hands, reversing that swan dive up, palms and fingertips, hands at heart center. Let's do that again. Reach those arms up in a little back extension, coming up, exhale, hinging at the hips, all the way through, lifting that back halfway up, soften those knees, hands to the mat, left leg, right leg, finding our plank, staying on those toes, pushing forward, bending those elbows. Let's touch our chin to the mat, lift up into that cobra, tops of the feet, turn those toes, downward facing dog. Once we get into our down dog, let's bring our right toe up to the sky, three-legged down dog. And let's give 3 knee to chest. Inhale, rocking into that plank. Exhale up. 2 more. Taking that right leg, lunging forward. Left leg meets it. Reverse that swan dive up. Let's just take the hands through the midline. All the way through. Fingertips to the ground. Inhale, lifting halfway. Softening those knees, left leg, right leg, stepping back into our plank, pushing forward, chaturanga, up dog, lift, tops of the toes, holding, stretching that tummy. Let's turn our toes, downward facing dog. Lift those hips up and back. Let's take left toe to the sky and 3 knee to chest, drawing in and up. Maybe rocking into that plank, just like we did last night. Up, lunging forward with that left leg, right leg, reversing that swan dive up. Take it down through the middle again. Let's jazz it up. Reach up, soften those knees, hands down, right leg, left leg back, into that plank. Bring that right leg up. So now we're in a single leg plank. Give that chaturanga. Bend those elbows. Oh yes. Up dog or a little cobra. Back down, downward facing dog. I come to the knee a little. Reach that right toe up, lunging forward. Left leg meets it. 1 more. Exhale. Cliff dive. Lifting up. Soften those knees. Hands down, left leg, right leg into our plank. Left leg comes up. We've got that chaturanga. And then slowly lifting that chest back down, downward facing dog. Keeping our left leg up, sweeping forward, lunging, right leg, reverse. Palms and fingertips, hands to heart center. Take a breath. Whew, I'm warmed up. I don't know about y'all. All right, so at the edge of your mat, let's bring, I just remembered that the video mirrors me. So bring your right leg back, lunging on that left leg into a warrior 1. We're gonna get some movement, crossing our wrists, gazing at the back of our hands. Exhale, hinge at the hips, reach those arms back. Think of your hands as swords. Inhale, reaching up. Exhale. 1 more. Reaching those arms all the way up. Straightening that left leg, hinge down into our pyramid. Hips are squared. Take your time working down, stretching the back of that right hamstring. Let's give 2 more breaths. Remember, you can always go back and do some more of these later. So having some fun, let's bend that right knee, come up on our left toe. Oh, sorry, your left leg, right toe. Walk those hands forward, lifting your right leg up. So we're in assisted warrior 3. Let's keep our left hand down, right arm coming up, finding that balance, possibly staying here, possibly opening into that half moon. And then we have that option for sugar cane, maybe keeping our gaze down, bending that right leg, reaching back, right hand for the right ankle. Exhale, release. Square those shoulders. Up, lower that right leg next to the left. Let's walk ourselves up, up, up. Reach those arms behind. Take a little break. I'm gonna flip on my mat. You guys stay right where you are. Once we get to the other side, which is shade for me, whew, feet hip width apart. Now you're gonna step back with your left leg, right leg in front, finding that warrior 1. Feel free to rock a little back and forth until you find that balance. Let's take our time. Crossing those wrists, exhale. keeping our lunge. Inhale as we lift, exhale. And up. Last one. Reaching up. Straighten those legs. Hinge at the hips. Pyramid pose. Take your time. Enjoy that stretch. Remember, hips are squared to the mat. If you've rotated out, come up. Square them back. And lower yourself back down. So I don't get off camera. You guys hold pyramid. I'm going to scoot back on my mat just a little bit. 2 more breaths here. Let's put a little bend in that right knee. Walk those hands forward as we straighten our right leg, lifting our left off the mat. Bringing that right hand on the ground, left arm comes up as we balance here, deciding if we open up into that half moon, rotating our hips and chest, left fingertips up to the sky. We might keep our gaze down at something for our balance. And then option for that sugar cane, bending that left knee, reaching back, grabbing at the ankle. Maybe we release, square back up. Let's lower that left leg next to the right and walk ourselves upright. Let's give ourselves a back extension. Hands right underneath that waist. Lift that chest, exhale. And release. Good job. Shake out arms, wrists, hips, and knees. As we go through a balancing sequence, let's take it into our tree. Standing pigeon, opposite hand to big toe, okay? So starting with your right foot, it's my left, but looks like my right. Right foot grounded, bringing that left foot below or above that right knee. Hands can be at the heart, reaching up, a little oak tree, maybe that crepe myrtle. Press those hands together at heart center, taking that left ankle, crossing it over our right knee, standing pigeon. Stare at something that's not going to move. We are balancing, we're stretching. And then for the first one, let's move slower through. So we're going to straighten that right leg. Go ahead and bring your left foot down. You're going to take first and middle fingers of your right hand, reach down, wrap it around the outside of your left big toe. Lift your head, then we extend that leg. Maybe we reach that left arm behind us and turn our head. Bring it in, down, shake out that right foot. Good job, guys. All right, left foot down. Find that balance, find that core. Stare at something that's not gonna move. When you're ready, that right foot's coming below or above into tree. Crepe myrtle for me. Anne's doing a crepe myrtle too. Can't see it though. Let's bring hands to the heart. Into that standing pigeon. Right ankle crossing over that left knee. Give that little squat. Find that focal point, that fierce determination. Let's straighten. See if we can do this without touching that right leg down. Take left hand, first and middle finger, wrap on the outside of that right big toe. Lift that chest, find your balance. Decide if we're gonna extend. Maybe reach back with that right arm. Maybe turn our head to the right. Bring it in and down. Shake out that ankle. Good job. All right, let's take it to the front of your mat. Doesn't matter what side you want to get on. I'm picking the shade for obvious reasons. Hands at our side. Let's reach those arms up. Take your time. Cliff dive down. Hinge at the hips. Hands maybe on the thighs. Shins. Ooh, exhale. Let that head hang for just a moment. Let's soften those knees. Hands to the mat. Stepping our left leg back, keeping that right leg forward. We're on our toes, so we're in a nice lunge. Now, looking at my back leg. I'm not rigid, I'm not here. I'm relaxing those hips, relaxing that back knee. Once I get placement, we're gonna press that right hand for you into the mat on the inside of my left foot, and then rotating towards that bent knee. Leaning in, sometimes little lift, leaning in, good. Holding, keeping that lunge. And slowly bring that top arm down. Let's drop it down on that back knee and sit back into a half split, drawing that front toe up. Lift that torso maybe, and then exhale, hinge at the hips, feeling that stretch on the back of that front leg. We're gonna gently walk ourselves forward, releasing that stretch, hands on the mat, lifting, stepping that right leg back or left leg, whatever one it was, I've lost track, into down dog. Let's take now that left toe up to the sky, three-legged down dog as we shift our weight into pigeon, bringing that left knee forward, tucking that knee behind the wrist, hinging down, inching that back leg, hips are square. When you're ready, coming down onto those forearms, maybe we even slowly lower ourselves down to the mat. Some of us might want to stay up on those forearms, keeping your gaze maybe at your fingertips. Resist the temptation to pull that chin to your chest. Let your neck be a little more relaxed. Let's give one more breath. Let's slowly use our hands, pressing our bodies upright, nice and tall. Let's bend that back leg, probably your right if everything's okay. Reaching back either left hand or right hand to that ankle. We can reach on the inside or reach same side to same leg. Whatever side you're rotating to, remember, open your chest, maybe even turning your head slightly to that side. One more breath, exhale, let that leg come down, hands to the mat, up on that back toe, slide that leg back, meeting in our downward facing dog. I'm gonna flip on my mat. We're gonna slowly bring now your right leg forward, or whatever leg is opposite for you, finding that high lunge. So we have a bend in the front knee, that back leg is relaxed, that knee is relaxed, that hip is relaxed. We're gonna plant our left hand firm on the inside of that right foot and lift, rotate towards that bent knee. I need my sunglasses. I don't know, maybe in video, I'm shining like that inner warrior. Let's bring that right hand down. Sit back into a standing split. So dropping that back knee, sit back, draw the front toes up, feeling that stretch here. Let's move, walking forward, hands to the mat, lifting, sliding that leg back into our downward facing dog. Same leg we have forward, let's bring that toe to the sky, three-legged down dog. And then we have our pigeon, leaning forward, tucking that knee behind the wrist, inching that back leg till you feel that stretch. Good. Coming down onto those elbows and relax. Again, option, take your time. You might get nice and low. Enjoying that stretch. Maybe you've been sitting a lot. Let's give ourselves 2 more breaths here. Taking our time, turning, facing the front, lifting those torsos up as we walk our hands underneath the shoulders, bending that back leg. Option to stay here or reach back for the inside or the outside of that back leg's ankle. Rotating your chest slightly towards whatever side you've chosen. Slowly bring it to the center. Hands to the mat. Lift up on that back toe. Sliding back. Downward facing dog. Let's bring it down to all fours. Knees under those hips. Hands under the shoulders. A few cat-cows here. Exhaling as we lift. Inhale as that belly button drops. Let's give one more here. Coming back to all fours, back nice and flat. Let's sit back onto our heels. Feet are flat in that hero's pose, stretching the top of the feet. Maybe reach those arms up, lengthening. Let's take our hands behind the head. Keep those elbows open. Chest is stretching. Releasing our arms, shifting our weight forward, curling those toes underneath, sitting back. So now we're stretching the underneath part of our feet, clasping our hands behind, rolling those shoulders back. And release. Good, let's flatten those feet, move it into a seated position. So I know our pose of the month is figure 8, but I think just because it's the first week we've gone online, we're not going to practice it. After today, though, I'll probably put some videos on about it. Again, message me, let me know what it is that you want to do on the mat, and we'll work through it. So let's go through some nice little stretches here. Let's extend that left leg out to the side in a half straddle, sitting up tall in those sit bones, keeping that toe flexed. Let's walk our hands forward, feeling that stretch. Exhale, we have options. We can relax our elbows down into the stretch. We might keep those arms reaching forward, lengthening as we exhale. Let's give ourselves a few more breaths here. Lengthening all those muscles from sitting, and inching ourselves upright. Let's give a little spinal twist to that bent knee side. Reaching back, that front hand can be here or resting on that bent knee. Exhaling, remember, don't hold that twist. Exhale. Little baby twist, turning our heads gently towards that back arm. Take our time, center the body, and we're gonna switch. So we're gonna bring that other bent knee in, extending that opposite leg, sitting up nice and tall, flexing that foot. When we're ready, hinging at the hips, reaching out or maybe lowering onto the elbows so that softens the spine. Exhaling here. It's okay, we might be up here. Some of us leaning forward doesn't feel right on that lower back, so we can always just stay high, maybe even give a tiny little side bend, reaching for that right toe. Just some options. Remembering we all have different bodies, different needs. Let's slowly come up. Once we're upright, let's give a rotation again to that bent knee. So opposite side, reaching back, breathing in. Exhale. Slowly, maybe even turning your head towards that back arm. Let's recenter the body, taking both legs forward, shaking out hips and knees, giving ourselves a little rest. We're going to move into our reverse tabletop or our reverse plank. So bringing our hands behind us, fingertips facing the front of your mat. Let's bend both knees. Starting in that reverse tabletop, lifting your hips up. Get those hands underneath the shoulders. Looking above, but not so far back that you're straining that neck. We can stay here. If we want to plank it, extend those legs out. Press your heels in and roll those feet together. Hips are still up. So you decide, reversing that plank, At any time, you can take it back into that reverse tabletop. 3 more breaths. Let's slowly let ourselves come all the way down. Bending those knees, feet on the mat. We're gonna lift into half boat or full boat. I'm gonna turn sideways here. So as we start, maybe holding the back of the thighs, lifting one at a time, chest and head staying up. Here, here. Maybe we wanna extend those legs, holding here. Let's all meet in that half boat, bending those knees, taking first and middle finger, wrapping on the inside of both of your big toes. Sit that chest up tall. We're gonna extend one leg out, half straddle, take it into a full wide angle boat. So we're looking up. Most people roll on your head. Advanced version, smile. And let's bring those feet in, taking it into that cobbler's pose. Feet on that mat, sitting up tall. Let those knees work themselves down. Maybe leaning forward. Maybe we want to stay up tall. Let's slowly come all the way up, bringing those knees together. And then let's move into a comfortable seated position. Just facing me, that's fine. Taking your right leg and either crossing it in front or better yet, stacking it on top or stacking it in front, okay? So once we get that positioning in front or on top, sit up tall in those sit bones, pushing that tailbone back just a little, walking yourself forward. It's a version of a pyramid pose. Letting those elbows maybe sink towards the ground, letting that head hang low. Let's slowly work our bodies upright. Keeping that leg on top, hands to the knees. Let's lean that neck to the right. Lift that head up, lean that head to the left. Shoulders are nice and relaxed. Let's lift our head up, take our time and switch legs. So sometimes it feels good to extend your legs so you can shake out the knees. When you're ready, we're gonna cross the other leg on top or in front. Sorry, we just had a blooper. All right, so once we get up nice and tall, walk yourself out forward. Easy, easy, easy. Don't you love life? And let's take our time inching our bodies upright. Keeping that leg over the other, crossed in front. Let's get those neck stretches one more time on each side. To the other side. Let's bring that head up and make those half circles with the neck. Gentle, gentle half circles. Finish with that chin towards the chest. Head is nice and heavy, fingertips to that forehead. Lifting our head up. We can bring our hands to the side, extend both legs, shake out those knees and hips a bit. And then you decide, as I'm keeping this class shorter than I did the last class, you decide if you want to lay on your back, I want you to lay on your back into a quiet Shavasana. If you don't feel like laying down, if you just want to stay seated, then get in a comfortable seated position. Hands on the knees, palms up, shoulders down and back. So on your backs in Shavasana or sitting up. Even though I know we have a lot going on, I know it's a shorter class. Just put in a few poses here and there. we can build on this together as a community, as a studio. So let's take a couple breaths knowing that we're doing it in unity. Even though I can't see you, I totally miss you guys. Breathing in, maybe placing a hand on the stomach, whether we're seated or on our backs. Maybe you've got some music playing. Maybe you're outside like me, listening to nature. As we take our last breaths, I want you to spend a moment enjoying the space around you, the company around you, or going to that quiet, sacred place. I don't have my bells, I don't have my whistles, so I'll just cue us in a few breaths here, letting our bodies be heavy, be relaxed. As we take our last couple of breaths together, maybe we get some movement in the body. Maybe you turn me off and spend some more time in your Shavasana. Giving yourself that affirmation though before you start to sit up, that I am exactly where I need to be in this moment. I don't understand it. Doesn't make it easy. We're exactly where we're supposed to be in this moment in time. As we sit ourselves up, or maybe we're already seated, taking 2 more breaths together. Maybe you want to stay on that back. After that second exhale, releasing slowly, fully, and completely. Bringing those hands together if you're in seated, palms together at heart center or at the forehead as we end. Namaste. Thank you guys so much for coming. Let me know what you want and we'll do it in class. So it was really hot, but it was fun. I hope you guys went outside too. Okay, bye. Now I get to awkwardly turn everything off.